Hello, welcome to Truck Stop Murder and True Crime Podcast. I am Gary Howard, as always. Thank you for listening. If you're a new listener, I am a truck driver and I travel around the United States. And during that time, I stay in truck stops, rest areas, and as you see today, dirt lots. So, and I talk about a crime that happened nearby it. So, if that's something you enjoy, thank you for tuning in, giving me a chance. And also, as always, if you're a return listener, thank you. And please, if you do like what I do, please share it with others. You can write a review if you want, but I'm still trying to build this. Even though I've been doing it for years, I haven't been really consistent the way I wanted to be. I did some changes, but I'm hoping to get back on track. So, but yeah, it's been a while since I did an episode. I've been super busy because I do a full-time job truck driving, and it's not no 8 hour. It's usually 11 hours, anywhere between 9 and a half to 11, where I'll have to do a 10-hour break and then right back on the road. And it's really hard to do some research. Plus, I was on a vacation last week. My wife, Desra, wanted to go see all these Indian mounds, Poverty Point, Emerald Mound, and whatever Indian mound lies between. So that's what we did for her birthday. But I am back on the road and hopefully continue. So today's episode brings us to Moab, which I had just drove through the other day. Which, let me tell you something, there is nothing. Now, I do post pictures of my journeys through there on my Facebook group or my Facebook page, Gary Howard. You can check that out, see all my photos. You can see me, what I look like. Also, I do have a TikTok channel, which I do called Sceneries and Cemeteries, which I do videos of all the different places that I go to, and cemeteries, because I do have a somewhat a fascination with cemeteries. So without further ado, this is going to be a different episode. I don't know if I said that, but yes, it's going to be a different episode. Today's episode doesn't bring us to a truck stop, but it brings us to a dirt lot. A dirt lot because there is no truck stop. There's a rest area, but this seems like I didn't see it. I stopped at the rest area, but I saw this. I stopped at the rest area. I think I spent the night at the rest area one time too. I'm not for certain, but this dirt lot. If you want to go check out Moab, which by the way looks like it was the happening spot because the sidewalks were filled with people. There was tons of tourists there. It was on Sunday, I believe. I was going through there, and today being Monday, so yeah, it was. No, it wasn't yesterday. It was Saturday. I'm sorry. I went through Moab. It's a lot of nothing. Moab, and the address of this place is a dirt lot. Even it says a 3.7-star review, but only has 3 reviews. So we'll get over this pretty quick on the parking lot, and then on to the case. But the address is 1983 South US 191, Moab, Utah. And as for stuff to eat, there's a Dollar General, 4,826 feet. I'm not for sure where that's at. But don't worry about that because we're on to the reviews, and you have all kinds of stuff to eat if you want to for $5. We'll get to let's talk about the review. Like I said, there's just 3 reviews. The first review says it's a big open lot. Don't have any issues. Stay the night. So that's a 5-star review. Another review, here's why you shouldn't have to worry about food. Options are open. Stayed here for 2 days, had no issues. Easy $5 Uber to downtown Moab. When I drove through Moab, there was all kinds of stuff to eat. I'll be here for the rest of the episode just talking about restaurants and stuff like that. Also, you can go stop at Woody's Tavern, which plays a toll in, well, we're going to the case today. And last review, for some reason, he gave it a 1-star review. This was 5 months ago. First one that said big open lot, stay the night. That's 2 months ago. Next one was 4 months ago. This one 5 months ago, dirt lot in front of a business. Isn't posted, no parking, but could be a private property. Okay, then 1-star. Well, the rest of them, I guess the people found out that it wasn't private property, and then you can park on here. So let's talk about a murder, or should I say murders. We're talking about the murders of Kylen, Schulte, and Crystal Turner. August 18th, 2021, the bodies of married couple Kylen Schulte, born September 5th, 1996, and Crystal Turner, born September 30th, 1982, were found in Moab, Utah, United States, of course. Both victims had been murdered and died from gunshot wounds. They had last been seen alive 5 days earlier at the bar I was telling you about at Woody's Tavern. They said they really enjoyed each other's company, and really didn't pay much attention to anybody else. But they did talk to someone else that said to a friend, stating that there was some creepy dude by their campsite where they were camping at. But yeah, they had been seen alive the 5 days on December. Well, getting ahead of myself as I always do. Let's talk about Kylen. What brought her there? She's originally born in Colorado and moved to Billings, where she went to school at, became a welder. During that time, she got hooked up in a bad relationship, very abusive, and also I think she had a miscarriage because on Find a Grave, underneath on the name of the relative, they show baby, but there's no name. Also, during this time, her brother was killed accidentally. He had went to a friend's house, like people do. I used to do this all the time, where we'll come to unannounced to a friend's house and we'll knock on the window, tap on it, and look into it, try to get, hey, come on out, dude. Well, this individual got scared and saw something he didn't know, pulled out a gun that was given to him by his father, and shot one shot, killing her brother, Meccan. So, but they first they were didn't know what to do. They were thinking about filing charges, accidental manslaughter, but it was justified, so nobody got in trouble. And Meckian's father family actually was on his side. They really understood, was really sympathetic about what he was going through. So yeah, with all that, she was really going through a lot of depression. Actually came close to suicide, killing herself, Kylen. So her father, who had lived in Moab, asked her to come on down and stay for a while, kind of relax. So one day they were going camping through the woods, not the woods, but through the desert, where they came across Crystal, where it was an instant relationship that they just fell in love with. By the way, they are a lesbian couple, but they were super happy with each other, and I'm happy for them. She got her out of her depression, Kylen, of the depression that she was in, and they got married. So on the women were married on April 20th, 2021, and often camped with their pet rabbit, Ruth. So that was fun, bring a rabbit. But I guess I would bring my cats with me if I could go camping. We had 2 days before they were reported missing. Brian Landry and Gabby Tito was stopped by officers of the Moab Police Department. This fueled speculation of a connection between them all. Of course, when that happened, everything was put on the side burner besides them. Of course, if you don't know who they are, you must be living under a rock, because you could not escape. Everything was about this cute little couple traveling around. By the way, they were the next. Why can't I talk? But I do another podcast called Missing Miles, and I'll cover another missing unsolved murder that happened around the same time, and that's what she'd like to do. What Petito did, they travel around in her van and whatnot. But yeah, so I'm not going to cover that because everybody. I think everybody already knows that case. So let's talk about this case, which I didn't even know existed. So Schulte and Turner were last seen on August 13th, 2021, in a bar in Moab around 9:30 p.m. The women were described as being deeply in love with focus on attention majority on each other. Witness said no one had followed them out of the bar. After the couple had been out of contact for 3 days, a local friend received a phone call from Schulte's father, who lives in Montana. The father reported that the couple had moved their campsite due to that creepy dude, or whom they were scared of. The friend went looking for the couple's campsite in the La Salle Mountains near Moab on August 18th, 2021, and was on the phone with her dad, with Schulte's father, when she discovered her remains. The friend later told reporters that she feared for her, of course she feared for her safety. If you ever been through this area, it's desert for nowhere. And I often think about that. It's like you can hide. There's probably so many bodies out there because nobody's going to interrupt you. You're in the middle of nowhere, so the killer could have been there. So she left for her own safety after discovering her remains. She called the police and did not continue to search for Turner. Turner's remains were also discovered right near her wife's body. Remains, both women discovered undressed from the waist down in a creek close to the campsite with multiple gunshot wounds on the back, sides, and chest. And so, responding, the police found a Kia Sorento, a camping tent, long-term camping tools and supplies, and a makeshift rabbit shelter when they arrived at the scene. They obtained a search warrant for another vehicle, a 1987 Ford Ecoline, Econoline, Econoline, that had been left in a parking lot and later towed inside the Ford. They found personal documents and a Bible that had belonged to Turner. In October 2021, authorities released the affidavit for a search warrant that they had been signed in September 21 and executed within 24 hours. It included an investigation to a cell tower at Jimmy King Flats near the campsite August 13th and 15th. Only the phones within 2 mile radius of the crime scene. They were picking up, seeing who was all there. In January 2022, the police announced they had identified a person of interest in the case, but he was cleared to follow him up, so they still don't know who did this unsolved murder. In March 2022, a private investigator who volunteered to help the family claimed that law enforcement had obtained an audio recording from near the crime scene on which gunshots and screams can be heard. Authorities admitted to the audio's existence and confirmed that the shots can be heard on it, but did not confirm the screams were heard. The private investigator also alleged that the audio was recorded at 11:35 a.m. on August 14, 2021, the morning after Turner and Schulte were last seen alive. Police confirmed the date but would not reveal the time of day. On May 2022, police confirmed that there was likely a suspect in the murder named Adam Pinwecki, Pinkusiewiczz. However, he was reported to have left the state and killed himself after the murders. So, he reportedly confessed to other people and provided details that had not been made public. The motive for the murders remains unknown because he was a coward and took his own life. According to Schulte's father, the police also found evidence at the crime scene pointing to him, Pinwecz. I think that's his name. But anyhow, they think he did it, but before they were able to question him, find out why he did it, or even if he did to bring him to trial, he went and killed himself. But the reactions is the first news release by the Grand County Sheriff's Office issued August 19, 2021, claimed that there was no current danger to the public, okay, because he killed himself. This claim was met with skepticism by friends of the couple who believed that the statement was to protect the tourist industry while investigating the case. There were also speculations that suspected murderer Brian Landry might be connected to the murders. On August 12th, the day before the two girls were murdered, last seen alive, Landry was confronted by the police and largely slapping Gabby Petito in front of the Moonflower Community Cooperative in Moab, so he was there, where Kyle Schulte worked as a cashier. Law enforcement ruled out any connection between the two cases. Also, he did stay at a hotel room around that same time, too. So Schulte's family started a fundraiser to help cover the funeral costs for her and have directed others to a separate fundraiser for Turner after the fundraiser reached its goal. So if you want to know where they might be buried and pay respect, she is located at Yellowstone Valley Memorial Park in Billings, Montana. Her birth date is September 5th, 1996, and her ID is 231032450. And her spouse, Crystal Michelle Turner, she is buried. Well, she was cremated, so. But she was born December 30th, 1982 in Hot Springs, Arkansas. Her memorial is 231122804. Now, I give these memorials just in case if you want to leave flowers. There you see the pictures of the couple there. And leave a comment. And before I end the story, let's go back to Mackin, her brother. He was born August 10th, 1999 in Colorado. He died May 17th, 2015 in Billings. He is also buried probably with his sister, Section 9, Plot 9, Row 1, Grave 2. So you could pay your respects for him as well on his tragic murder. Now, it don't say the location of Kylen. Her name is Kylen Carol Schulte, if I didn't say that. But I'm assuming that they're probably close together. And her poor dad, well, I can imagine how he felt. First, he loses his son in a horrible murder, which was accidental murder. I mean, the guy was, I guess, was a homestead. And then not too long after that, when he thought he'd bring his daughter to a safe atmosphere away from her abusive boyfriend, then she gets murdered. So there you have it, the murder of Kylen Schulte and Crystal Turner. If you like the telling of this story and you didn't know about it, well, I'm glad I was able to tell you. But rate and review wherever you listen to. Join my Facebook group, Truck Stop Murder and True Crime Podcast, and everything else. I'll leave links in the description from Patreon to PayPal, whatever you want to support me. I do apologize. I'm getting back into things. It's been a while since I recorded. I'm going to try to stay consistent again. And once I, usually when I'm off for about a month or something like that, I just get rusty. So I'm doing my best. And if you do if you want to listen to my podcast, Missing Miles, I'll be covering Lauren Chu, which, like I said, happened at the same time. And she was actually doing the same thing as Gabby Petito, where they had jumped in the van and traveled the United States. So, thank you for listening. If you want to email me, trucks.murder and gmail, trucks.murder@gmail.com is where it's at. And as I always say, you can't fix stupid, but you sure numb it with a 2x4. I'm out of here.